What's up? It's your boy Kevin to Tryn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to on YouTube shit. And that same man, we are lit, man. Turn to motherfucker day. She hooding outside. Big crip in the gang. She hooding outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia do your thing, and Texas stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you who you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble. Let's get on the revolution, on the movement. Keep Yahweh first. Coming to the Black Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. Let's get out here. Alright. Today, two motherfucking day, she hooding outside. Big crip in the gang, she hooding outside shit, man. Alright, gang. Bruh, I don't know what it is with these niggas and bitches. You know what I'm saying? Trying to kill each other. Now, I done been through situations where some shit went down. But I try to keep myself out of positions like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless I gotta go through the shit. But it's like these motherfuckers just willingly put themselves in situations crip to where they like ready to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust a bitch. I don't trust a nigga. I don't trust nobody but God. Yahweh. So it's like, when you put yourself in these positions to be like, okay, I'm finna do this and that, this and that, you gotta be understanding that these bitches might not be the people they say it is, or they might try to do some shit that might fuck up everything you got going, or might run your shit down. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the God honest truth. You got to think about that about kids, niggas, females, parents, family. It don't matter who it is. They can be around the motherfucker. You just never know. So it's like when you expect somebody to keep it real with you, when you've been keeping it real with them the whole time, you can't expect that these days. Because you gotta find people who's a genuinely type of person. If you can't find a genuine type of person, you ain't gonna never find a person that's gonna ever be fitted for you in the first place. Because they don't be thinking about the shit that you can get. Like I said, bro, once you start getting fame and fortune, bro, it's almost kind of, yeah, you kind of fucked almost. Because it's like, yo, the type of girl you probably want ain't gonna be the girl that's gonna be the genuine type of girl. You never know. And you gotta find out. And sometimes you might have to get hurt. So in this situation, Wagon got arrested for shooting out of a van or some shit, and he facing big boy to big time. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this bitch. Shout out to All Urban Central. We got Rob Wade arrested after shooting up his girlfriend's car 14 times. Rob Wade is on a crash out mission.
Look, man, I don't know if it's something in the water, but it seems just like every week a rapper
A lot of shit is going crazy, bro.
Rob Wade was just arrested after shooting his girlfriend's G-Wagon up 14 times after an argument. Like, what?
But why?
The streets is at 2021 hours, Rob Wade and his girlfriend and one of Rob Wade's associates were observed walking out of the residence. It appeared that him and her got into a verbal argument, and it appeared that she started yelling at him. Then he pulled out a Glock 20 10mm pistol from under his left arm, and he walks up to the garage courtyard and opens fire.
What the fuck? Are them no extra bullet holes, bitch?
Total empty in the pistol magazine. Her G-Wagon was struck 11 times. So after this happened, police was called down, and then he was arrested.
Damn, it was just target practice, huh?
First of all, I was shocked when they said he 5'8", 300 pounds. Bro, you gotta get to the gym. That's diabolical, my boy.
Bitch, fuck the gym. Nigga needs the
charges
fucking
are
BBL, bitch.
Assault, possession of a firearm or a knife, attempt to commit certain felonies, pointing or aiming a gun at somebody, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property, second degree, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, tampering with evidence, possession of a firearm, or during the commission to commit a felony, simple assault.
That's wild.
Reckless conduct, criminal damage to property. Man, he got a lot of stuff going on. And look at this.
A lot of shit.
Whew. I see why he be having them federal nightmares.
Bro, you too
But
damn
the
big to be doing all this shit,
right
man.
after he was arrested, he was released on $50,000 bond.
He was just doing his target
It's
practice.
actually a shame that Rod Wave crashed out on his now girlfriend because just last year he had the same type of troubles with his baby mama. He caught her cheating on her, then she came out and said she don't care about him, and then he ended up making a couple of diss songs, but he got real spicy. Take a look at this video.
See, you ain't hearing you phone out one time, bro. One time, G. Like, that shit is crazy as fuck. And then you talking, you instantly yelling about it. As if you don't know that I don't give about walking this earth, bro. I'm not gonna come out here and then be laid up with I got a Airbnb for the half off nigga that does the Airbnb. What you talking about? I'm in this bitch by myself on my brother with her. Been in this bitch all day by myself with her. You have known if they would call him up.
So yeah, that was video of Rod Wave confronting her because just clips that hit the internet where this random dude was sleeping in bed.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
Looks to be Rod Wave's baby mama. So when that clip came out, you can see her right here. She's looking like she just getting done. And he saw it, and then he basically confronted her on it. And she said, "You ain't my dude. I don't care about none of that."
Damn!
They both broke up, but now he got this new girlfriend, and I don't know what made him crash out, but it might have been because just 2 weeks ago, he ended up buying her, like, everything for her birthday. Look.
Damn! That's some whole ass shit. You hoes be on the whole shit. Damn, you shoot. They do all this shit after you help them out. This shit is insane. First off, why you buying a bitch all this goddamn jewelry? There's homeless people out here who need that shit. Let's be honest. No bitch like this deserve all this shit just because. Is the pussy that good?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Rod Wave has the worst of luck when it comes to picking out girls, but it might just have to do with the fact that bruh's out of shape. If he's out of shape and 5'8", 300 pounds, then he's just gonna be able to get what he can, cash out on. They don't really like him for
you
that.
think so?
Know. But I just want to see him.
Cause he's still lit.
Slim up and then be able to go crazy on all the women without having to buy him all of the things that he buys them. So, yeah, that's pretty critical. But it was actually interesting. A video came out a few months ago where everybody was like, yo, this girl, Mini Barbie, is using you for your money. And him and her responded to it. Check this.
I don't think Mini Barbie like Rod Wave for real.
So all the people that get on this app and put their 2 cents in every day when it's not needed.
Nah, it's crazy, bro. Like, I probably never really even be on like that. But they still find time to just spread hatred towards.
Cause I seen this clip.
It's not hatred. It's just like niggas be looking.
Like, she was looking out of place. Like the bitch didn't want to be there. Can't get you off my mind, not out of my head. So I wrote you a song. I feel like that's how it be with the anyways though, cause you can't just go jump and be with no fat if you didn't like fat in the first place. Cause bitch, it's not gonna work. Just cause he got money don't mean you like fat.
I got questions for you. Are you happy within yourself? Are you happy with life? Did you pay your rent this month? Are you making any income? Do you have a job? Do you have a business? Do you have something going on?
She's on something right, bitch.
Did you do something successful within the last 30 days? Do you know these people who you always pay your 2 cents in on? Like,
It's crazy, bro. Like, I probably never really even be on like that. Like, I post my music, do my little shows and shit. Stay out of people's way, but they still find time to just spread hatred towards, you know what I'm saying, poke. First of all,
yeah, man. So Rod, best of luck to you, bro. But you cannot ever be crashing out over no female.
Not no bitch like this, bro. You too damn rich and successful,
car
bro.
up over 14 times, bro. You trying to go to jail forever?
Nigga, you too damn successful and rich for this shit,
Go to
nigga.
the
Like,
gym.
come on.
Stop spending money
Get
on
a
these
BBL.
bras, bro.
Fuck it, nigga. Get a six pack in 3 nights, bitch. Fuck it.
So just let's keep it up. We don't want to see you locked. But let us know what you think. Should Rod Wave
get a BBL, get a 6 pack in 3 nights, nigga, and just fuck it. Get an Ozempic.
Big boys need love
and
too.
You up.
Let us know. Keep it locked. Leave a comment.
That's a crip.
Holla at us.
bitch get shot. Bitch out straight on live. Bitch get into a fight, car accident, anything. But bitch jumping straight on that internet. But like, what the fuck? Man, you know how much real shit we go, bro. Me and my team, bro. You know how much real shit we be going in this rap shit, bro.
Alright, so he ready to crash the fuck out. Fuck it.
Street shit,
You bitches better respect him.
Fuck it. Bro, we be going through so much shit, bro. But that shit don't even be touching the internet. Like, ain't nothing to talk about. You feel me? If it do, like, you feel me?
Ain't one way from Miami, Florida. Hey man, shout out to Seti Nash. You know, he be one of the people be on it. You know what I'm saying? Rod Wave crashed out, arrested and bond over shooting at his girlfriend and hitting his car. Crazy.
Rod Wave was arrested for allegedly firing 14 shots in a girlfriend Mini Barbie's G-Wagon. It says by Spain News TV. So this is Spain News saying this. This ain't Seti Nash. Let me cite my source real quick. Yeah.
I know these hoes be want making niggas crash out.
13 charges.
They be looking good in the bitch.
Aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, and more after his bond on a separate charge was revoked for an incident that
he must have flashback vision hitting that shit from the back and was like, damn, bitch, I can't let that shit go.
Argument with his girlfriend and shooting her vehicle.
She crazy.
No one was inside the vehicle. He was released on bond a few hours after being arrested today. Bruh. But it says right here, it says, at 21 hours, Mr. Green, Miss Andrews, and Mr. Green's associate are then observed walking out of the residence. Mr.
So
Green
nobody was in
and
the
associate are both carrying bags and what appears to be a box from the residence as Miss Andrews follows. There is no audio with the video, but it appears that Miss Andrews and Mr. Green are in a verbal argument, and it appears that Miss Andrews yells at Mr. Green. Mr. Green then pulls out a Glock 20 10mm pistol from under his left arm that he is taken from the residence, and as he walks through the garage courtyard, he opens fire at Miss Andrews' Mercedes G-Wagon, firing 14 rounds in total, emptying the pistol magazine. Miss Andrews' 2025 Mercedes G-Wagon was struck by 11 rounds. 1 round struck Miss Green's 2022, and it doesn't say the rest on there. They're saying Rod Wave crashed out over a girl, bruh. Please tell me this ain't true. But if you listen to his songs, you might believe it. Let's go. Green, Rodarius, Marcel. You go right here. Boy, got arrested in Atlanta. So to Fulton County. Or you can just look up to the right. It says Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Black male, 5'8", 300 pounds. I promise you, that boy is at least 360.
360?
Anyways, let's do it. So it says aggravated assault, possession of firearm or knife during commission
5'8", 360
or
is
attempt to
wild
commit
business.
certain felonies, pointing or aiming gun or pistol at another, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property, second degree,
thank God I got a fast
willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, misdemeanor, tampering with evidence, felony, possession of firearm or knife during commission of or attempt to commit certain felonies, simple assault, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property, second degree, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, misdemeanor, tampering with evidence, felony, conspiracy to commit a felony. How that song go? I did it all for you.
Nigga, but she wanted to do nothing for you.
The little lawyer gonna mess around and do exactly what these other channels won't. But if you can, man, hit the like button like you like something. Let's get into the sentencing guidelines for all of these felonies. God, dog. Is a Georgia aggravated assault is a felony defined as assaulting someone with the intent to murder or rob them by using a deadly weapon or object that can cause serious
mess up
bodily
your
injury.
whole life over a
sentence
bitch
of
who's
1
like,
to 20 years
you
in
got her
prison,
everything and
fines
she's
can
still
range
not
up to
grateful.
$100,000 according to the Georgia criminal law. In Georgia, possessing a firearm or knife during the commission of
Get
or
your
attempt
bitch
to
gonna be
commit certain
grateful
felonies carries a penalty of
for the
5
stuff
years
you
in
do.
prison for a first conviction, says Georgia criminal lawyer. A second conviction, the penalty increases to 10 years. The sentencing is served consecutively to any sentence the individual receives. Now, this one says misdemeanor, so we'll only read the misdemeanor for now. In Georgia, reckless conduct is a misdemeanor offense, meaning it is punishable by up to 12 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. However, more serious penalties, including prison time, can be applied if the reckless conduct also results in injury or other serious harm. Elaboration. Misdemeanor. Reckless conduct is generally classified as a misdemeanor in Georgia, carrying a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. In Georgia, a conviction for criminal damage to property in the second degree, OCGA 16-7-23, results in a prison sentence of 1 to 5 years. It is considered a felony. The punishment also includes a fine. The state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that damage exceeded $500 and was intentional. Elaboration. Sentencing. Now understand this. This is the second degree. So a person convicted of criminal damage to property in the second degree in Georgia faces a prison sentence of at least 1 year and up to 5 years. Additionally, they may be required to pay a fine. In Georgia, willfully obstructing a law enforcement officer is a misdemeanor offense under OCGA 16-10-24, punishable by a fine up to $1,000 or jail time up to 1 year. This includes situations where an individual knowingly or willfully interferes with an officer's lawful duties, such as by giving false information or otherwise hindering the officer's actions. Elements of the offense: intent. The individual must have knowingly and willfully committed the act of obstruction, interference. The act must obstruct or hinder a law enforcement officer. Lawful duties. The officer must be in the lawful discharge of their duties. Examples of obstruction: this gets good. Lying to an officer about your identity or whereabouts, giving false information to an officer, physical interference with an officer, refusal to comply with an officer's lawful order, which I probably think that one right there is more than likely the one that he did. Possible penalties: fine up to $1,000, jail time up to 1 year, community service, and anger management classes. Defense strategies: lack of intent. If the individual did not intentionally obstruct the officer, it may be a defense. Freedom of speech: simply questioning or disagreeing with an officer is not typically a crime, according to a criminal defense lawyer. Innocence: if the individual was not actually interfering with the officer's duties, they may be able to argue their innocence. Lack of evidence: if the prosecution cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the individual obstructed the officer, the charges may be dismissed. Right. Okay. In Georgia, tampering with evidence that is part of a felony case and involving another person is a felony punishable by imprisonment for 1 to 3 years or 1 to 10 years for a serious violent felony, which that's exactly what he has. So he has the 1 to 10.
Man, if the case involves a misdemeanor, it's a misdemeanor offense. The specific penalties depend on the nature of the case and whether it involves a third party. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Felony punishment: tamper with evidence in a felony case involving another person. It's gonna be spread after spread after spread after spread.
If the felony is serious, it's a serious violent felony, as defined in 17-10-6.1. The punishment is 1 to 10 years. Yeah, that's interesting right here. Let's do this one right here. I like these ones. I hate to say it this way, but these ones right here get such a detailed description that you gotta like it, right? Well, you gotta like to know. I don't want to say that we like this type of stuff, because we don't, but it is what it is. Intent to prevent apprehension or obstruct prosecution. To be convicted of tampering with evidence, the state must prove you intended to prevent the apprehension or prosecution of someone or to obstruct their defense. This could involve destroying, altering, concealing, or disguising physical evidence, or making, devising, preparing, or planting false evidence. Examples of tampering: destroying evidence, like wiping down a vehicle, throwing documentation out a window, or hiding a bullet casing, are all examples of tampering with evidence. And then it says involving another person. And I think somebody had basically said he crashed out over a girl, bro. So let's check it. Involving another person. The key factor in determining the level of punishment is whether the tampering involved another person, meaning it was done to prevent their apprehension or to obstruct their prosecution or defense, says a criminal lawyer. So never mind. That ain't even going to apply to. In Georgia, Possessing a knife or firearm during the commission of or attempt to commit certain felonies carries a penalty of 5 years in prison to be served consecutively to any other sentences. A second conviction for the same offense results in a 10-year prison term. This means the 5-year sentence for the weapon offense is added to the end of any sentence received for the other felony. Yeah, meaning that's going to tack on another 5.
Damn.
So let's get to it. Felony edition. The possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a felony in Georgia is treated as a separate felony offense. Consecutive sentences. The 5-year prison sentence for the weapon possession is added consecutively, meaning it is served after any other sentences.
So they're going to try to add a 5-year
underlying
sentence prison consecutively?
I don't think he has a second offense, but it is possible. Let me look back over here because he
5
actually
years off the
does
bat.
have that. That's the second one that pops up. He has it twice. So yeah, it'll be a second offense. A second conviction for this offense results in a 10-year prison sentence. Which, if it serves me right, you're already looking at 15 years based off of that.
Bro, you done gave her the whole
The offense applies when possessing a firearm or knife during the commission or attempt to commit certain felonies, including crimes against the person, unlawful entry, or theft from a building or vehicle.
Damn.
Wow. We ain't really gotta care about the stun guns and tasers.
They're trying to get that nigga a 10-piece.
Well, that's crazy. The term firearm includes stun guns and tasers. The more you know. In Georgia, reckless conduct is a misdemeanor with penalties including up to 12 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. However, reckless conduct can also be a felony in certain situations. Like if it violates, like if it involves HIV transmission or results in bodily harm. Elaboration. Misdemeanor reckless conduct. A general conviction for reckless conduct in Georgia is a misdemeanor carrying potential jail time of up to 12 months and a fine of up to $1,000. Felony reckless conduct. Reckless conduct can be upgraded to a felony in specific cases such as being infected with HIV and knowingly engaging in sexual activity without disclosing your status, causing bodily harm, which can lead to a felony charge of reckless conduct causing harm. You got reckless driving, and then factors in sentencing.
You hear with the
consider various factors when determining the sentence,
shit.
including the nature of the reckless conduct, the defendant's prior record, and any mitigating circumstances. Yeah. In Georgia, criminal damage to property in the second degree is a felony punishable by a prison sentence of 1 to 5 years. The offense involves intentionally damaging property belonging to another without their consent, with damage exceeding $500. Additionally, it can be charged if property of any value is recklessly or intentionally damaged by fire or explosive. I highly doubt he did that. Felony, second degree criminal damage to property is a felony in Georgia. Sentence, the penalty is a prison sentence between 1 and 5 years. Damage threshold, the damage must exceed $500 for it to be charged as a second degree felony. Intent or negligence, the damage must be either intentional or recklessly caused by fire or explosive. Misdemeanor conviction for willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer can result in a fine up to $1,000 and/or jail time of up to 1 year. The court may also impose other requirements like community service or anger management classes. Elaboration. Misdemeanor obstruction charges in Georgia typically apply to lesser offenses like lying, giving false information, or interfering with an officer's duties, which I'm pretty sure he did the last one. I'm not sure, but I'm just taking a guess. I think we all would guess that, right? Who gets that with me? I'm fairly certain. Anyways, penalties for a misdemeanor conviction. The potential penalties include a fine up to $1,000 and/or jail time of up to 1 year. The court may also impose additional requirements such as community service or mandatory classes. Prior convictions punishments can be more severe if the individual has prior convictions for obstruction. Felony obstruction. If the actions involve violence or a threat of violence, the obstruction charge could be elevated to a felony with potential prison sentences of 1 to 5 years. In Georgia, tampering with evidence that involves a felony, and especially a serious violent felony, carries significant penalties, including imprisonment. Specifically, if the tampering involves a felony, the sentence can be from 1 to 3 years. If the tampering involves a serious violent felony, the sentence can be 1 to 10 years, according to Georgia law. Tampering with evidence when it relates to a felony offense is a serious crime in Georgia. The minimum punishment is 1 year in prison and the maximum is 3 years. Serious violent felony tampering If the evidence tampering is related to a serious violent felony, the potential penalties are significantly increased. The sentencing range is from 1 to 10 years in prison, according to Georgia law. Definition of tampering. Tampering with evidence in this context means knowingly destroying, altering, concealing, or disguising physical evidence, or making, devising, preparing, or planning false evidence, as explained by a criminal lawyer. Intent requirement. There must be an intent to prevent the apprehension of a person, to cause a wrongful apprehension,
So how
or
could
to
I
obstruct
don't know
the prosecution
if
or
Broadway
defense
would do
of a
tampering?
person.
Maybe
Examples.
witness tampering, tell her bitch ass to shut the fuck up.
Person. Examples of tampering with evidence, including wiping down a vehicle to destroy evidence, storing documentation of a forged check out the window, or hiding a bullet casing in the trash. Yeah, that is a terrible example. This is the last one. In Georgia, conspiracy to commit a felony is a serious offense with sentencing that can range from a minimum of 1 year to 1/2 the maximum sentence for the underlying felony, along with potential fines. If the conspired crime is punishable by death or life imprisonment, the sentence can range from 1 to 10 years. I don't think he's doing that. I don't think Kel's getting a life sentence. So conspiracy in Georgia, conspiracy involves an agreement between 2 or more people to commit a crime, and an overt act must be taken by at least one of them to further the conspiracy. Ooh-wee. All right. Felony conspiracy sentencing. The sentencing for conspiracy to commit a felony is generally 1 year to 1/2 the maximum sentence for the underlying felony. For example, if the felony has a maximum prison term of 10 years, the conspiracy sentence could range from 1 to 5 years. Fines can also be imposed up to 1/2 the maximum fine for the felony. Conspiracy to commit a crime punishable by death or life imprisonment. We ain't even finna do all that. Overt act. An overt act doesn't have to be a criminal act. It can be any act that furthers the conspiracy, even a legal one. Multiple charges. A person cannot be convicted of both conspiracy to commit a crime and the completed crime, but they can be charged with both. Now, where do we start with this? All right, innocent until proven guilty. Let me put that out there.
Yeah.
A lot of charges could get dropped. You know, he's not convicted. You know what I mean? Let's put that out there first. He is not convicted. That's the biggest thing I want y'all to understand.
He's not
Since
convicted.
he's not convicted, we're not gonna treat him like he's freaking.
Because they free.
convicted.
You gotta pay the bill. He paid the bill, right? Yeah.
Now, with that said, bruh, I ain't gonna hold you.
Right,
They
right.
saying
Give
that
his
he
whole
shot
life
at
up.
a girl's car. Y'all, come on, bro. If this is true, man, Rod Wade deserves everything that he gets. You have to understand, like,
shit.
we do have to get to a level of understanding where we say we can be supporters. Some of y'all would even say fans of people's music. You can be that 100%, but their actions have to separate from their talents. They just do. Example, one of my favorite basketball players, my favorite basketball player when I was growing up was Scottie Pippen, SP33. Bruh, as a person, how he treated people allegedly, according to a bunch of stories that were written about him, God was a piece of shit. Now, when I met him, he wasn't like that. But that's just me. There's a bunch of people who may believe that Scottie is a piece of crap. Rod Wave may be a nice dude to the majority of us, but this ain't the first time we heard of something crazy like this, man.
He bullshit for a long time.
And it just goes to show, not even goes to show, but it's just one of those things where either Buddy is not self-aware, Buddy got a screw loose, or even worse, Buddy's just a bad person to people that he mess with. Just because somebody has celebrity status doesn't mean they have status above all. In these days and ages, these spaces and places, these times that we make for people, bruh, we have to be able to be honest. And honestly speaking, if Rod Wave did these things he is accused of, man, fuck him. Fuck him. Straight up. Fuck him, bruh. Like, come on, man.
Rod Wave on some book. Like, you up. Like, you up.
People
cashed out over $500K on a bitch that should
disregard this stuff. Rod Wave has to have his day in court, and if he beats all the charges, then he beats all the charges, and it is what it is. Then that just means, Rod Wave, you need to have a conversation with your circle and with yourself about what you are attracting and why you are attracting it, because typically people give off signs before they even show you certain things. Pay attention to the jokes. Pay attention to the insults. Pay attention to what they do when they're angry. Pay attention to how they operate amongst other individuals that they don't like, that they are around. These should be simple things that you should understand, but in practice, it is very difficult. Common sense ain't common practice, and when you don't commonly practice it, it's not a habit. And if it is not a habit, I hate to say this to y'all, it's not there. You're unaware. So we will see how this plays out, man. I don't know. Hopefully, the big fella didn't, and that's funny, me saying big fella, because me and him weigh the damn same, except I'm 6'3", he 5'7".
Yeah, that's wild. That's miniature dwarf status.
Unfortunately, man, the big dude got some bad headlines, and hopefully, man, hopefully.
Imagine meeting each other would be insane.
Whatever happened isn't as bad as we think it is.
Insane,
but if it is, bruh, I gotta be honest. I'm a protector of women, so it'll be y'all want me to address the elephant in the room. Rod Wave is on camera allegedly shooting. And that right there is an act of intimidation, angry like a little bitch.
Yeah, I don't think you should have no bitch. If it's like, if you ain't shooting at you.
Shit. Well, I still listen to his music, yeah, but if he goes to jail for 15 years, that's what the fuck you get, bruh. That's what you get. Your life wasn't in danger. She didn't harm you. She didn't hurt you. You arguing with a woman. Rule number 1. There's 2 ways to argue with a woman. None of them work. You can't argue with women, bruh. It's one of the dumbest things that you're going to do. Say your point. Let her say her piece. Cut it right there. If you decide to go further, bruh, that ain't working.
Yeah.
You the person with all the money.
Yeah. There's
a ton of hers out there. There's not a ton of young black millionaires.
Trip.
It's just not.
Trip.
There's a ton of pretty women in freaking Atlanta. Go through the goddamn airport. The hoes is all in Spirit Airlines. They right there. Right fucking there. Right when you get in. Right to the left. All yellow. Bruh. Now some people gonna say, well, he might have bought the G-Wagon and that's his G-Wagon. And he could have did this and did that. Man, I done dealt with enough brides. I done dealt with enough brides. Enough men have. Where, bruh, what we gave in a relationship, we may want it back. But then why?
Yeah.
You our way, cuz. Now, unless it's in your name, then there's a difference. Have it taken back the legal way. But from what it looked like, you bought that bride that G-Wagon. You felt some type of way. Maybe, you seen that she was inboxing me or something.
She got hit.
Tall big niggas, not short big niggas. You see what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, bro, Rod Wave needs some fucking help if this is true. He does. Because right now, he just threw his whole entire career away if this is true. They saying video proof. We ain't really seen nothing. We done heard enough from
homeless now, but you know how life is, man. That makes something
to know that, what may be said, what may not be said. So we'll figure it all out, bruh. But if Rod Wave crashed out and shot that girl's car up, bruh, and all candor from me to you, fuck you, bro. But hopefully this ain't true, man. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts this one, man. If we get hit the like button, I don't.
Shout out to Breaking News 44, Channel 44. We're gonna talk about the Rod Wave situation.
Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. If you're new to my channel, I always said, if she doesn't like you with $5, she is not going to like you with $5 million.
Ooh.
First of all, no matter what happened, I just want to say the lady, she calls herself Mini Barbie. Now, before we break down Mini Barbie, it doesn't matter what she goes by.
This is my first time hearing her.
No woman deserved to have her G-Wagon pew-pewed. When it's all said and done, Rod Wave and many other men, they feel that money is power. So they don't have to work out. They don't have to go on a treadmill. They don't have to do push-ups. They don't have to do pull-ups. And they can just date a supermodel. You'll think it makes common sense.
They get piped out by any nigga just because you have the money on.
In shape and actually takes care of herself. Common sense will say, listen, you also take care of yourself as well. But no, men, what they do is they have tunnel vision. All they think is money, 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 to the point they don't even take care of their health. When it's all said and done, what made this man that resembles a sumo wrestler in Beijing, China, think that he could get this woman by buying her thousands of gifts? And we're going to break down everything, because this man is literally like many other rappers. Rappers are big time tricks. They're master tricks. And people think they're cool. And then when I make content and say that these rappers are here to push an agenda for you to chase after S workers, then people say, oh, you're just a hater. Let me tell you guys something. This man is buying Rolex watches for a woman with a child. Now, he has his own kids, so this is more up his alley of procreating and skating and then dating. And I'm going to say this again. I keep telling you guys, pattern recognition. Also, shout out to Puerto Rico. All these guys want to do is procreate and skate, and then they do it one with the other, and another, and the baby mother. But this woman, she already has a child. And guys don't want to listen, but when a woman has a child, all they are thinking about is the well-being of their seed, which belongs to another man. I have to put that in there. They don't care about you. Guys will date women with kids, and they feel that, I'm going to be the alpha.
Unless you give him a kid.
I'm going to be the high-value man. In the back of her mind, she's just thinking about the well-being of her daughter or her son. She doesn't care about you. You could buy her LV, you could buy her Balenciaga, you could buy her Prada, you could take her to the Bahamas, and at the end of the day, she is not going to listen to you, respect you, or follow your lead. She is busy taking care of another man's seed, and it's crazy that it takes bullet holes in a G-Wagon that he probably bought for her for people to see that Rob Wave is a warlock. And all these guys, it doesn't matter if they make depressed songs. I don't know what he talks about. At the end of the day, at the age of 39 going into my 40, I could care less about these new fictional characters, these Harry Potters, sumo wrestlers. I don't know what he talks about. But whatever he's talking about, he sold his soul to spend and buy gifts for women who don't like him. This is what these guys get down on their knees for and take paddles for and join the D9. This is why these guys will sign their name on a dotted line and literally push agendas just to start simping. She's showing the cash on IG that he's giving her. This man is giving her bando after bando after bando.
That's
who
wild.
abandoned houses. This man is giving her them bands. Nick Cannon drumline. Right when a fight broke out. And Rod Wave is only 26. So 9 out of 10 if you're young. If you're under 27, put a 100 in the chat.
And you 300?
9 out of 10 when you're under 30, a lot of these younger kids are listening to guys around my age that's telling them it ain't tricking if you got it. So what these guys are doing is they're trying their hardest to become entertainers so they can get money and start attracting parasites. When it's all said and done, if you spending $500,000 on a woman, you get to take a selfie like this. But when it's all said and done, she doesn't like him. And I'm going to say this again, she does not like him. That's why if it's a problem, she's willing to fight with him. Not fight him, but fight with him because she doesn't like him. A woman like her that calls herself a Barbie, she's a copy of Nicki Minaj and many other women that see themselves as little girls and will never grow up. For Rod Wave to even take a woman that calls herself Mini Barbie, I'm starting to think in America, the further south you go, the ignorant it gets. Shout out to North Carolina. You don't really see this level of ignorance in North Carolina. North Carolina, I guess, is neutral because it's still North Carolina. Shout out to South Carolina. Shout out to Orangeburg. But as of lately, I have yet to travel the Deep South. Never been to Alabama. Never been to Mississippi. Never been to Florida, where Rod Wave is from. But what makes you think that you could buy an S worker? Guys do it in the Dominican Republic, and it's not going to work in the Dominican Republic. It's not going to work in Colombia. So what makes you think it's going to work in Atlanta? She has her legs open, and she is advertising to whoever is selling, and she's going to get as many gifts as she can from you, and then she's going to lose you, abuse you, and then go on to the next guy and do the same thing. These women are in survival mode. That's why they have to sell sex. But they call themselves entrepreneurs. But if they're really entrepreneurs, why does she have her legs wide open? A lot of these women are half-past masculine. They act like men, and men find this attractive because this is all they know. They see Rick Ross with multiple S workers. They see, their favorite rappers with S workers. So they feel like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. For crying out loud, Drake, the mother of his child, is a porn star. So this is what rappers do. They sell their soul to the devil so they can have unlimited funds, so they can be an unlimited simp. It's an easy game. Rod Wave really thought that he was going to get this in shape woman that's selling cat. And this man looks like E. Honda off a Street Fighter. I just don't understand why men who are not in shape and look like they're 2 months away from health problems. What makes them think that they could date a woman with a flat stomach? Listen, Biggie Smalls, he had to get sacrificed for the same vision. Did we not learn from Biggie? You guys have to understand, you could buy her Balenciaga.
Yeah, look at she do look
put her on a private jet, to and from, round trip, and she's still going to trip.
And she do got the bag right beside her pussy every time she has her legs
open. A lot
of
people in this generation, especially with social media, all they care about is money. And if they can see you as a tool to get to money, they're just going to try their best to use you. Men act just like mini Barbie, a Barbie mini, whatever you want to call it. So I'm starting to see the behavior between men and women in the age of social media. It's really the behavior of one. What mini Barbie did happens every day in the in crowd when men feel like, oh, this person has something I could use. Let me hang out with them. Let me laugh at their jokes. But they already planned an exit strategy. Mini Barbie, the minute she saw E. Honda pulled up with 5 bags of egg rolls, she already knew that she was going to be out from day one. A lot of people are not going to tell you true, real-life situations. But 9 out of 10, when people meet you, they're already planning their exit escape.
That's a fact.
It doesn't matter if they stay around for 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. They're still planning their exit escape. They just need you to keep on giving. And the minute you stop giving, or the minute you give, and you have some type of speech with the giving, they don't need you to have a speech with the giving. They just need you to keep on giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And Rod Wave, literally,
he's from the days of Atlanta.
Inside the G-Wagon he bought her. My question is this: why buy a woman a Rolex? Why buy a woman a car? And then shoot at the car. Guys really think money is power. If money is power, Rod Wave, with all the gifts that we put in this slide, he should be 99 problems, but a chick ain't one. But women don't care, especially when they have a kid. All they care about is their kid.
That's
nothing more, nothing less. And guys, when they date a woman with a kid, they really think the woman cares about them. No, she cares. What gifts are you bringing to the table? She cares how much money you're spending, and she cares about you paying her bills and taking a load off of her hands. But at the end of the day, when a woman has a child, the most important thing is her child and not you. You are just the man on standby that is filling in for the guy that she really procreated with and skated. Let it breathe, and don't let this be you. And this is just a mixtape.
Shout out to Overtime OT. Joe Buddy unpacks Wild Ray crashing out.
In a blanket. Corn dog. Yo, what are you talking about? Pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket different. That's a closed hot dog. A mini closed hot dog, but a closed hot dog all the same. Pancake and syrup. Changed the dynamic, but it's cool. All right, moving on. What else is there? That Rod Wave. Yeah, Rod Wave. Rod Wave. My phone broke. Look at that. Anyway, what about Rod Wave? Rod Wave, you can't shoot at the girl's G-Wagon 14 times. Sorry. Rod Wave, I feel like gets arrested a lot. Yeah, he does. But you wouldn't like his music is nice, peaceful, emo. Nice, peaceful. Like I said, niggas crying on every record. It ain't nothing peaceful about nice, peaceful emo. Yeah, emo. It's emo. Yeah, okay. I cut a Rod Wave song on and tried to familiarize myself, and was like, oh, I'm too happy with life for this. I couldn't do it. But yeah, you can't shoot at the girl truck, man. Do we have backstory? Not that we need it, but do we have why he did this? Y'all keep talking. So what you thinking about? It's just like if he bought the truck, he could shoot at it? And is he in jail right now? Nah, I think he's on bail. He makes a lot of money now. He should have been denied bail. That's horrible to say. Ain't he from Texas? I don't know where he's from. But if you shoot at a girl's G-Wagon 14 times, I don't think it's certain states, I think that they might be like, I don't think you should be able to. He was released on bond. How much was the bond? There's not a number in here. But you shouldn't be able to walk out of jail like, oh, I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat. 25-year-old rapper was taken into custody on May 20th and charged with a whopping 13 different felonies, including aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a felony, pointing a gun at another person, criminal damage to property, reckless conduct, and tampering with evidence. And there's no... That's not great. Oh, never mind. His bail's $50,000. Then he didn't shoot him. Yeah, I'm not believing that.
$50,000 lightweight to that nigga.
I gotta see more.
Allegedly
$50. Fired at...
He's got enough to spend over $500,000 on a bitch.
14 charges of including aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, tampering with evidence. That's a really low bail for all them charges. Aggravated assault in itself will carry more than a $50,000 bail. In New Jersey. That's why I said the state matters. The state matters. All right, I gotta go listen to his last album. Maybe Fire on there. You probably like it was on. It's sad Fire.
I'm making them bands, bitch.
Where his mind was at. If this is
just do shit like
that.
Yeah,
I think this is not. I
feel like he's been arrested a couple different times for some nutty sound shit. Getting arrested is not the nuts part to me. Well, sure. It's the charges that come. Yeah. No, but I feel like some of the other charges were some like, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, I'm unfamiliar. Yeah, I don't know. He got arrested on a gun possession charge last year, and then the police had filed the incorrect charge, so it was like technically. Oh, okay. He beat on technicality. Those are birds. He's baby. He's always. He's all around. Is the woman okay? I believe so. Yes. I think her car. I don't even know if somebody was in the car. Oh, that make it worse. Why? Well, that's a little better. Well, better, much better. Yeah. Better, but worse. Because now, why are you doing that? I bought it. At least if somebody's in the car. I mean, if you didn't buy it, you should your own vehicle. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Shut your ass up.
And nobody was in the car.
Richard Pryor had something to stand up about that. He was like, yo, nigga, I bought this car. I'm going to kill it. Like, you gonna,
but that's like you bought a bitch of BBL. I bought a bitch of BBL. I'm gonna take the BBL.
Somebody not in there. Now you just shooting at an empty G-Wagon with tents.
That's why you gotta have your man that own the tow company. And we'll pick that up.
Pick that up.
Yeah. You know that. You know all them type of
repo it bike. Crazy as hell.
You know all them type of niggas
like that shit.
No, but yeah, that shit. Nah, you gonna do it yourself? You gotta send a crackhead to do it, boy. Crackhead, you can't do it yourself, bitch. Gasoline smell won't get off a light skin nigga.
Keep up with that crackhead shit. If they question, tell them. I'm gonna tell them. So keep it up.
What you gonna tell them?
I think that's gang language.
Who you gonna tell them? To the police?
I'm almost sure that's gang language.
That's gang language. Who you gonna tell the police?
The top of the chain. As high as I can get to. Like somebody that can have an instant of impact. White shirt.
You ain't gonna get that. Shit over here. You'll give me enough time to go off that balcony, slide down to the other floor. Slide.
Wait, you gonna do streaming university?
I'm going.
Okay. Hey, Flip,
meet up with some people.
How you gonna get over what you said you was gonna do?
I'm gonna tie some shit and slide down, nigga.
You want?
Here's the problem. Y'all not adventurous. Y'all niggas didn't jump gates or climb gates as a kid.
You're not sliding down there.
He might be sliding down.
On the edge of the shit. Where's slide down to the next floor? Where the rope at? He got rope here. He got wires.
Flip. Joe, these is not regular wires. Okay, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Wire down somewhere.
How much you have to
You gotta play.
You gotta let me hide in the crib too. All that. You gotta be complicit with me, boy. Cause I'm gonna look at you when I get out. You gonna hear about it.
Accessory, aiding and abetting.
I don't care.
Y'all see they just swatted Hack? Yeah, I saw that.
Damn.
Especially after Scooter. Homeboy passed, right? Yeah.
What's swatting is when somebody make a false report while watching your stream and send the SWAT team there. Like, you have guns, he has this, he has that, and the SWAT team busts into your house.
Yeah.
What?
This is the thing they do. They find out where you live, they will call and make up some scenario that would require the SWAT team. Yeah. That's wild. Somebody's holding hostages in there or something crazy like that. So let me ask you this. So when that shit happens, they got to treat it as real, so they show up. But then when they find out that it's not real, because they can find the motherfucker that made the call, that person should be charged with a different type of felony. I agree. Agreed. Should be. This nigga SWAT going for business. Right. And anything a young black man could do, he could reach for his jacket or anything and end up, they normally make that, now, we got the place surrounded, all of that. You know, that posted it from his ring cam where he walked out with his hands. That shit ain't funny. It's not funny at all. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with people, B?
The rapper known as Rod Wave faces more than a dozen charges, some involving a gun, after he turned himself into sheriff's officials in Georgia on Tuesday. Wave, whose real name is Rodarius Green, voluntarily surrendered to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office on warrants stemming from an April 21st police call in the Atlanta suburb of Milton, police there said. A police report obtained by the AP describes officers finding luxury cars with bullet holes in them and signs of a break-in at the home in one of Georgia's most exclusive communities last month. But it does not
That's the thing about getting the beef with females and kids, man. It's just too much can go
There is
on.
no truth to these charges, the rapper's lawyers Drew Findling and Marissa Goldberg said in a statement to the Associated Press. Rod Green was a victim of a burglary and committed no crimes, they said. How he was even charged as a result of this situation is incomprehensible. This will absolutely be resolved favorably to Mr. Green. On April 21st, Milton police responded to a home in the town north of Atlanta after a 911 report described a possible domestic disturbance, police said in a statement. A neighbor had heard yelling and screaming and saw
But it's hard, when
officers
females
wrote in their
begin
initial report.
getting crazy.
Officers determined that the call was related to a previously unreported
When
burglary
these females
and
start
the discharge of
chopping
a
out the
firearm
mouth,
at the
acting
location,
wild and
police said.
goofy, it's like, damn, what you
They
supposed
later
to do,
obtained
bitch?
arrest warrants for Green, who
But
lived
shoot at a bitch car is
The
insane,
charges
bro.
include aggravated assault,
You ready to lose
conspiracy
M&Ms
to
over
commit
a
a
bitch
felony,
car?
criminal damage to property, and
That's
pointing
yours?
or aiming a gun at someone, Fulton County Jail records show. He's also accused of tampering with evidence, a felony, and obstruction of law officers.
Damn.
An initial police report obtained by the AP describes what officers found at the home when they arrived April 21st. A gold Mercedes SUV had multiple bullet holes in it, and a black Rolls-Royce vehicle had a single bullet hole, the report said. In the basement, we found a large safe that had been dragged across the floor, opened, and emptied, an officer wrote. Green's girlfriend told officers that she had returned home and found that the house appeared to have been burglarized. In the back of the home near the swimming pool, officers found a broken window and a hammer in a bush next to it. A black Glock handgun was also found at the scene, officers wrote.
Wow, shit.
Alright, back. So if y'all see from that motherfucker, I feel like, man, if a female ever gets to the point to where you need to, like, shoot the bitch or do anything to just show, like, you up in it, you gotta let the bitch go. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand that when you're the prize and you really, like, helping a lot of people out with this and that and this, you don't have time to be letting your shit go to other motherfuckers to try to run what you got running to keep shit upload. Like Rod Wave do be going through a lot of shit. We constantly been watching Rod Wave on some of his shit that like it be nut shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you do get money, you know what I mean? Sometimes it probably can make motherfuckers go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine spending $500,000 and not getting a BBL or a zip it. You know what I'm saying? Give a fuck, nigga. I'm just being honest, bro. It's like, if you're not trying to figure out ways to keep your health reasonably down and good for you to get that bitch, but you gotta understand, these days, his weight and how he sounds sells his music. So it's like, he don't want to fuck up what he got, but at the same time, he do want a bitch that's trying to rock with him for who he is, not for what he got. Which is gonna always be hard in every situation, you know what I'm saying? But in this world, man, you gotta make shit work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's nothing people talk about. You know what I'm saying? But damn, shooting at your own Jeep. Now this motherfucker facing time, they trying to get this nigga years. Hopefully they don't give him no years, because he already bound it out. So hopefully it's just like, I don't know, because he done had a lot of wake-up calls. Hope this is another wake-up call. Get his ass to stop trying to shoot these bitches. You know what I'm saying? Because shit does happen. You know what I'm saying? These females do know how to strike a nerve. You know what I'm saying? To make a motherfucker want to crash out. So it's just like, when you the bag and she like, it's like almost like she got everything she got out of you, and then she just like she got your ass to crash out. Like, bro, come on. We just gotta be smart these days. And it's like, we do want to help motherfucking women out, but at the same time, we gotta really think about it and be selfless with it, because it's gonna, if they on some fuck shit, you know how it goes, man. You gotta keep it real. These days, these motherfuckers always, hey, we out your hood and outside Big Crip Gang.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.